Hello, YouTubers. I'm Angela Logan, and this is Everyday Shenanigans. It is Sunday, November 24th, 2019. Warm greetings from the High 10. I am bringing you an update on a story that has been circulating for a couple of weeks. I did not follow through with the story, but I will now bring you the story of Miss Alexis Crawford, who was found deceased in a park in DeKalb County, Georgia. And the story, an article, and information that I will be revealing to you is derived from CBS 46 Atlanta. So if you need any verification, you can log on to their site and get the said information. Okay, I've got notes everywhere, so excuse me. I'm going to start off with the last time Miss Crawford talked to someone, which was, I believe, to be the 30th of October. She had spoken to a sister. They texted back and forth. The sister asked her how she was doing, what plans she had. She told her basically nothing. And so it is believed from video surveillance that Miss Crawford asked her roommate, Jordyn Jones, to take her to the liquor store. And there is video surveillance of her in a liquor store purchasing alcohol. It is believed that she returned back to their off-campus apartment, Miss Jones and Miss Crawford, and alongside the two was the boyfriend of Miss Jordyn Jones, Mr. Baron Brantley, also 21 years of age. All participants are 21 years of age. Mr. Brantley is not a student of Clark Atlanta University. These two young ladies were current students at Clark Atlanta University. So mind you, two roommates, one outsider, go back to an apartment. They began drinking. An argument ensues. This is what is reported, that they believe an argument ensued between the two young ladies, and Mr. Brantley intervened by grabbing Miss Alexis and choking her, while Miss Jordyn put a plastic bag over her head, and she died of asphyxiation. They took her and put her in a plastic bin and drove her to DeKalb County and dropped her off in a park where 1 week after her being reported missing on November 1st, she was found in a park in a plastic bin. Now, these two have been arrested. They are in jail, and they have no bond. And Miss Jordyn on Thursday had a bond hearing where it was denied, and it was denied on the reasoning of two main reasons: witness tampering and the fact that she does not have any connection to the Atlanta area. She has one relative that lives in Atlanta who was in court on Thursday, but the judge felt like her main ties were Michigan. And she has also notified family members of Miss Alexis Crawford, basically trying to divulge information that a rape did not take place between her boyfriend and Miss Crawford. And that is the allegation that Miss Crawford made days beforehand. On the 26th, 27th, she filed a report with the police department stating that when she came to in the bathroom where she had been drinking the night before, she believes she blacked out, and she noticed that her underwear were torn off, and Mr. Brantley was there at the time, and she believed he had sexually assaulted her. She went to Grady Memorial Hospital. She got a rape kit done, and that kit did confirm that Baron Brantley, the boyfriend of Jordyn Jones, his DNA was inside of Miss Crawford. Now, mind you, these two were alleged good friends. They were not just roommates. They lived in an off-campus apartment. They both were 21 years of age. Jordyn, the suspect in this brutal crime, has spent holidays, Easter, Thanksgiving with Miss Crawford. She knows of her family. That the family has met her. and they were not expecting this, and they were not expecting for her to be a suspect, and they are stunned and they are shocked. And as one had said, a relative had said, how did we go from that to this? They were two peas in a pod. Okay, that was what a statement made by a relative. Miss Crawford comes from a very big family. She has 9 other siblings, and 2 are currently in college as I speak. And this is a horrific crime, and it's more horrific because it was someone that knew her and lived with her and was her roommate at the time. Now, naturally, Jordyn was, I believe, upstate at the time when everything transpired. And so here we go, you know, trying to get a bond, and you know you have ties up north. Were you really going to comply with the rules? That was, I'm sure, what the judge was thinking. Are you going to comply? Probably not. Having relatives somewhere else, your main line of living came from Michigan, not Atlanta, Georgia. So I understand why the judge denied a bond. So I just wanted to give you all that update that Jordyn Jones, the roommate, who is also a suspect in Alexis' murder, she had a bond denied on Thursday. She and the boyfriend are currently incarcerated in the same jail. It has not been known that they have had any visitors except for their attorneys. And I'm going to give you some information about each person's criminal background, and it reads as follows. Miss Jordyn got a DUI in Michigan, I believe it was last year. This is what her father had told the news outlet. Mr. Brantley was not a student at Clark Atlanta University. On his Instagram account, he is known as Bad News Baron. And he's also 21 years of age. His criminal record goes back to 2015, where he has had some run-ins with the law, and these are his said charges on file. Theft by taking. He stole a woman's phone in Sandy Springs, Georgia, which was considered a felony charge, and he was 17 years old at the time. Family violence and battery. He also is accused of abuse of children in the 3rd degree and hindering a person from calling 911. Okay. Now, as I stated, the first information, I guess, given to the media was that they really didn't have a motive. But it is said that Crawford, Miss Alexis Crawford, asked Jones, Miss Jordyn Jones, to take her to the liquor store on October 30th, where there is video footage of her in the store. As I stated before, they went back to the apartment and were drinking. And Mr. Brantley was present. So all 3 are consuming alcohol. And then a fight breaks out between the 2 ladies. And as I stated, Mr. Brantley intervenes and grabs her and starts choking her while Jordyn comes in with the plastic bag to finish her off. A lady on the news stated that it was a horrible death. And it's not like what some people would think, because naturally you would know what the process would be, because if you've never been choked or you've never been asphyxiated, you would not know. But she said basically that it's a horrible death. And I have heard this before from experts, in the medical field, that it is a very horrific death to be choked, to be suffocated, that it takes at least 4 minutes. So imagine, and I'm not saying how long it took in this case, I'm just giving you, for instance, from another expert, that the minutes appear short to us as an outsider, but it is the longest 4 minutes. And as this lady stated in this case of Miss Alexis Crawford, that it was a horrific death. You have one person choking you One person is choking this young lady, then another person comes in with a plastic bag to finish her off, and then to dispose of her as trash in a bin. Later, she was found in a park. So this is horrific. And if you want to know who told these events, which led to them, the police finding Miss Crawford's body in the park, was the boyfriend, Mr. Brantley. He broke down and he told the authorities that she was found in the park, that they put her in the park. Because I'm sure some of you who have not followed the story were probably curious to the effects of, of how she got there. I mean, who told it? Excuse me. Who told it? And as I stated, these two were not new to one another. They were not new acquaintances. They didn't speculate that there was any dating on either part of the other two, Alexis and the Mr. Brantley. As you see, he was the boyfriend of the roommate. It has also been said that after Alexis filed the report around the 26th or 27th, of being sexually assaulted because she had been drinking on that night, days before before the altercation, and before she went missing, that get my words together. She blacked out and came to and saw that her underwear had been torn, as I stated, and he was there. So naturally, she assumed he did assault her. She went to Grady Memorial, and a DNA was extracted from her, and it is a match to Mr. Brantley. So if there are any questions to that of the said attack, assault, DNA was found. Now the young lady, Jordyn, naturally contacted her family because she had this bond hearing and she was letting these people know that, hey, it's not true, there's no DNA found, but that is a lie. DNA was found, and that's why her bond was she didn't get a bond, because she had contacted people in Miss Crawford's family, basically trying to, I guess, take up for her boyfriend and attest that he did not assault Miss Crawford, but there was DNA found. Now, as I stated, October 26th, 27th, a rape ensues. The deceased believes she was assaulted, filed a report. DNA was found linking to Mr. Brantley. Days later, she goes missing. Her family realizes on November 1st they have not heard from her. The crazy roommate says to authorities that, oh, I got up that morning and went to class and I did not see her in the apartment. Okay. And they believe she was already dead. Authorities believe that Miss Crawford was already deceased when that statement was given. Okay. This is so tragic. So very tragic. I will make sure I gave you all the information to this situation. But something that was interesting, a friend made a comment that after the assault, Miss Crawford told someone that she did not feel comfortable sleeping in her room and that she slept on the couch in the living room. So I asked myself, why did she stay there? Okay? Because I don't see how she could have stayed there knowing that this boyfriend was coming around, still going to be coming around playing dumb. So I don't know what was said between the parties after the rape or whatever, the sexual assault. But my understanding is that Miss Jordyn said they had not been talking since she made the report to the police that Brantley, the boyfriend, had assaulted her. So she's basically saying, hey, once she filed the report against my boyfriend, we didn't speak thereafter. So I find it interesting. They did not speak, allegedly. But then on the 30th, Miss Crawford asked Jordyn, take her to the liquor store. They go get liquor, go back to the apartment, off-campus apartment, and then an argument or something ensued, and then she ends up deceased. So it makes me wonder if it was a setup. Okay? Bear with me. These two, one roommate is saying, hey, your boyfriend sexually assaulted me, because I'm thinking to myself, at some point she had to have said something to her about her boyfriend, because now this Jordyn says, well, we hadn't been speaking. So if they're friends, why would they not be speaking? Because I believe she told her that I think your boyfriend did this to me. I don't know if she even said anything to Mr. Brantley that he assaulted her, but we do know that she did confide in someone to say that she did not feel safe in her apartment. I really wish she had went and stayed somewhere else. Found somewhere else, went to the landlord, explained the situation, showed the report that, hey, I believe I was assaulted and I can't stay in this place. And as I also stated, family has verified that these two are not new acquaintances, that Jordyn has spent time with them, holidays, and visited over the years, and they met their freshman year of college. So you see, this is not a new acquaintance type scenario. Why he did this to this young lady, I don't know. He took advantage of a situation where she was vulnerable, and how he thought this was not going to end up terrible is a mystery to me. And it's even more heinous that a young lady would believe him, okay? Would believe him, and then go along with this crime. So I feel like it was a setup. I do. I feel like they thought, okay, hey, this report's not going anywhere. This crime isn't getting ready to go anywhere. She's already filed a report. They're going to be investigating. They're going to be asking questions, blah, 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 because that's the law. That's what they're going to do. They're going to come around. Once you file a report about a sexual assault, that's their job to follow through. And they knew that. Jordyn knew that this wasn't going to go away, and the boyfriend knew that. So I believe they planned it. They took advantage of the situation. She wanted to drink. That's why I said I don't know why this child stayed in that apartment with them, because I don't see how she could have even felt safe there with them. I mean, seriously, how could she have felt safe knowing that this girl, 9 times out of 10, believes her boyfriend? She probably played dumb with her, like, oh, he did that, oh my goodness. And so how is it that Jordyn says they hadn't been talking, but Crawford asked her to take her to the store. She takes her to the liquor store. They end up back at the apartment, and Mr. Brantley is there. I don't know if he came by after they left, after they got back from the store. That was not revealed in the article. But the sickening part is that he came, and they're all drinking, or the two are drinking. They're drinking, and it's like, why are these people drinking? And that's how you got in this situation. Drinking with somebody that you trusted, people who you thought had your back. And obviously, one did not. And another one followed suit to ride the ride days later. And I think that's exactly what happened. I think the girlfriend, Jordyn, realized, this situation isn't going anywhere. And she has accused my boyfriend of raping her. And so we're going to just play the role and pretend everything's nice and fine. And then once the drinking got started, she let her know how she really felt about her. Okay? And that's why they got to tussling. And then he intervenes and chokes her. So you think about that for a second. Why would he choke her? 2 girls are fighting. What are they fighting about? Are they fighting because you were there and you did sexually assault her and it came up in the conversation? Who knows who brought it up first? But I believe that conversation came up. He's in the room with them. Why wouldn't it? And I frankly would have been petrified to even stay in a room with either of them. I couldn't have stayed in that room. And I don't want to seem facetious, but I'm just speaking for safety reasons, because this is a safety issue. Staying in that apartment with those 2 was the worst mistake she could have ever made. Because I'm betting you that girl, Jordyn, let her know she didn't think her boyfriend did that. And she obviously, Miss Alexis, feared for her safety, but she didn't trust sleeping in her room. She slept on the couch. So she maybe felt, that would be neutral territory, sleeping on the sofa in the living room. But this just goes to show you what I have said in all my videos. You do not know people. Now you people, do some of you get it? Do some of you get it? A young woman was murdered by her roommate and a boyfriend over a sexual assault. And each person out here in the world could speak something good of each person involved. Okay? As in other said cases that we discuss out here and we see it going on in the world. But now you see that you do not know people. And these kids had been friends for a couple of years, okay? Almost time for them to come out of the university. And who would expect a roommate who was also a good friend to the other roommate to help assist in her death? A horrible, tragic, grueling death at that. Because I think we already know about asphyxiation. That's not a happy way to go. And she took that child out alongside that boyfriend and walked around as if nothing had happened and was posting things on social media. Oh yes, I forgot to tell you about that. Posted things such as, I guess, things people post when they pretending that they are concerned about someone when they're missing. Yeah. You see, you don't know people. And I must keep on saying it. Some of you don't really get it. You really don't get it. I don't think some of you even know that people are really cruel out here. I think some people are the type of people that something bad has to happen to them for them to realize how cruel people are. Every day you wake up, you go outside your door. That's another day that you're living. Okay? And by the grace of God, you are living. And who knows the day somebody will plan your demise. Okay? I was once a college student, so this creeps me out because I didn't like my roommate my first year. She was a Caucasian girl. She was opposite than me. She was a smoker, but it never came to blows or anything. I didn't care for her. But somewhere down the line, I folded. She kept trying to be nice to me. She did nice things. She even bought me a fish tank for my birthday. It was beautiful. So you see, that was a good outcome. A very good outcome. But in this case, this one was not. Prayers and condolences to this family. I'm going to check out of here. Till the next video, I am Angela Logan. Bye-bye.